Glen moved over into from the dark side of IT into the bright side of GIS about 3 years ago, and he focuses on server technologies, development, database administration, and systems administration. And Glen is going to be talking about GIS in disaster events and server uptime.
Thanks. Okay, like you said, I'm Glen Rhea from Arkansas. I work for the Arkansas Geographic Information Office. And my talk actually is a little different than the title that they gave me. I'm actually talking more about enterprise, but I wanted to put in here that I'm kind of nervous about this, and I thought this slide was rather appropriate. Just so you know, I did go to the bathroom earlier, so there's no issues with that. So we shouldn't have to worry about that. So I want to go back to kind of the dark ages of GIS, where you had some guy stuck in a closet or a small room doing command line utilities and what is that, AML scripting and crap like that. That's before my time. I'm just going by stories. And most of the work was done on desktops and still is, and I think that's one of the areas that GIS is changing rapidly. And that guy was doing an AML script, I think. So I think what we're moving into is more server technology, but the problem is how serious are we taking it? I mean, throwing a server in the closet room and calling it a server, that's kind of something that we need to think about. And the reason why we need to think about it is, what technologies are we going to have in the future? We got the cloud and all these other buzzwords that people use, but definitely things need to change. It's based upon my own experience. So that may be different, I don't know. But, like everybody said, you look at all the ways, even these presentations that people have been using GIS, and it's even over the past 2 years. And it's amazing to me, even little kids and grandmas are like, thinking spatially. I think it's awesome. So I think that GIS needs to take more of an enterprise mentality. I don't know how that enterprise got in there, but maybe a Star Trek nerd put it in there, I'm not sure. But, having that mentality, and with some of the stuff that I've heard today, is we can kind of centralize our data on that theme. I thought I would put that in there, but it's actually a good point, because you really do need to centralize your data and resources to better manage them. And here's my one serious slide, just so you know. One of the things that we can do is, just think redundant. What can I do to make sure that my stuff is available? Back up my data, set up a redundant setup. It does cost money, though. I mean, that's the first thing they ask. How much is it going to cost me? But my first question is, what's it going to cost you if it's not available? That's a really big question. So, and then, why do we want to do this? That's the next question after how much is it going to cost me? And really why we need to do it is because we should and we have to. It's not just Google, it's not just Bing, it's everybody, it's us. And, being in Arkansas, we know all about disasters, trust me. And if we're not available and we're not ready for it, it can be a really bad day. So, and the other thing is, if you're not available, how many normal users do you affect? I actually have seen someone that looked like this, flames and everything. My application was down 1 day, and that's what I got. Seriously. And that was what I looked like. It's really dark in that sand, and you don't want to look like that. I mean, it's bad for everybody. Actually, that was my manager. I'll do that. I'll say that instead. It wasn't me. One of the things that we can do is be proactive about the enterprise mentality. Say, hey, look, I know for a fact I've got people using this application. Are we going to be up when they need it? It's important. So I got to put in a little plug for Learon. He really wanted to be here. He couldn't. I don't know if you know him. Learon Dalby. He's the outgoing president of NISJIC and pretty much all up in GIS. And I also wanted to thank the folks here for putting this together and having me. I know I'm kind of a pain in the rear, but I'm worth it. I mean, really. And then also, I had a slide here that about a word that I said I was told I was allowed to say, so I had a joke about that word, but then I wasn't even allowed to have the slide for not having the joke about the word, so I put in the hear no evil. But that's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.